in New York City today celebrating 25 years of Tasty Delight, and I'm joined with the VP of Technology, BJ Emerson, and the CEO of Tasty Delight, Jim Amos. And since social media has played such a significant role in the growth of their franchise, I want to ask them to give us some tips and fundamentals on how franchisors can get their franchisees on board and adopt social media practices to help grow the franchise system.
So I think one of the things that we want to understand or realize is that the franchisor needs to be a curator. And when I say that, I mean there's a ton of great stories. Customers are interacting online, certainly about the product in our case, and so lots of conversations. How do we capture those stories? How do we get them out to the network, so into our organization, into our social enterprise? And that really is a different mindset. We're capturing these stories, pushing them down to the franchisees and say, hey, look at this great content around Tasty Delight or around whatever product or service or industry that you're in. And that will help them to see the opportunity, and then as they're listening, they're going to, for entrepreneurs, that's going to click. They're going to say, hey, we need to be part of this conversation because there's a lot of things being said online. We want to be there to just acknowledge customers, reward them for their digital activity. So that's kind of at that level, again, pushing that down to the franchisees throughout the organization. How do we get them to just start listening? Curate the stories, get them out to them, then watch what happens.
And so again, I think the message from the Csuite is one of innovation and thinking, because again, historically there's been this mindset of protecting intellectual property. There's been less than transparent thinking or open book management, as it perhaps was once called in an analog discussion. But today it means that from the top down you've got to drive the level of transparency that would allow this kind of dialogue and conversation to take place, that is attractive not only to more franchisees that come into these businesses, more consumers that are being attracted by the product or service, and there's a level of trust as a result of that kind of transparency that can't be duplicated in any other way. So it is clearly an initiative that has to come from the C-suite and be duplicated throughout the organization.